Long ago, nestled in the farthest reaches of a quiet valley, there existed a forest unlike any other, known as the Whispering Forest. It was said to be a place of mystery and peace, where the trees themselves carried ancient wisdom in their leaves and spoke in soft, soothing whispers to anyone who would listen. The forest had no map, no marked trails, and few had ever ventured deep within its boundaries. But for those who did, it was a place of deep solace, a sanctuary from the worries of the world. One evening, a weary traveler named Elara found herself standing at the edge of this mysterious wood. She had wandered for days, searching for rest, but the world beyond had been filled with noise and chaos, leaving her spirit heavy. She had heard whispers of the forest, tales from old travelers in distant villages who spoke of its calming presence, but she had always assumed it was just a legend. Yet here she was, standing at its edge, the sun setting behind her and casting a soft glow over the ancient trees. The air was cool, but not cold, and carried a gentle fragrance of earth and pine. Elara hesitated for a moment, unsure if she should enter, but a light breeze passed through the trees, and for a moment she swore she could hear something, a faint, melodic hum, like a lullaby carried on the wind. Drawn by the peaceful sound, Elara stepped into the forest. The moment her foot touched the mossy ground, the world outside seemed to disappear. The only sound was the gentle rustling of leaves overhead, and with each step, the whispers grew clearer. They weren't voices exactly, but a soft, rhythmic sound, like the forest itself was breathing, calm and steady. As she walked deeper, the forest seemed to embrace her. Tall, ancient trees surrounded her, their trunks covered in soft, velvety moss. Above, the canopy shimmered with the last golden light of the day, and small patches of sky peeked through, glowing in shades of pink and lavender. It was as if the whole forest was cradling the fading light, slowly ushering in the night. Elara's feet carried her to a small clearing where a crystal-clear pond lay still as glass. The pond reflected the sky above, mirroring the colors of twilight. A large, smooth rock rested at its edge, and without thinking, Elara sat down, feeling the cool surface beneath her. She gazed at the water, mesmerized by its stillness, and for the first time in many days, she felt a deep calm begin to settle within her. The whispers of the forest grew softer now, almost like a distant song. Elara closed her eyes, allowing herself to listen fully. The sound wasn't in any language she could understand, yet somehow it made sense to her heart. It was as though the forest was telling her something she had forgotten, something important. It whispered of peace, of letting go, of the simple beauty of being still. It reminded her that, just like the trees, she too could stand firm and let the winds of life pass through without being uprooted. For hours, Elara sat by the pond, breathing in the serenity around her. The stars began to appear, one by one, twinkling in the reflection of the water. The forest was still but not silent. Its whispers continued, but now they felt like part of her own thoughts, guiding her toward rest. As the night deepened, a soft fog began to roll across the clearing, hugging the earth in a cool embrace. Elara lay back on the soft grass beside the pond, her head resting on her pack, and stared up at the stars. The trees above swayed gently, their leaves making the faintest sound, like a lullaby just for her. And there, under the watchful stars and the gentle whispers of the forest, Elara's eyes grew heavy. Her body relaxed into the earth, and her breathing became slow and steady, matching the rhythm of the forest's whispers. She She didn't know when she fell asleep, only that it came softly, like a wave of peace washing over her. That night, Elara dreamed of the forest, of trees as old as time itself, and stars that never faded. She dreamed of peace, of letting go. And when she awoke the next morning, the world felt different. The weight she had carried for so long had lifted, and in its place was a quiet calm, as if the forest had whispered its wisdom into her very soul. Elara rose, thanked the forest with a quiet smile, and left the clearing. But the whispers stayed with her, carried in her heart, a reminder that no matter where her journey took her, she could always return to the peace she had found in the whispering forest.